first off, I don't write or play. I write on piano. I don't play piano. There's two differences between playing piano and writing on piano. Like I write music, so it doesn't. Well, bad. That kind of last video just brought the keyboard out, but this writing music for games, and I know it looks like doing a live, trying to write a beat live is kind of stupid. Because a lot, it takes more time than just. I mean, if you got like something programmed, you got an MPC, you got samples already loaded and programmed and stuff. You already know the sound sets. I come up with different sound sets on my own, so I don't really I don't per se I guess I do I take like something like massive and put it out there, and it looks like a lot. And you sit there and you fumble around and you don't know what everybody's doing. The same thing. I've used this plugins for years, from I guess content complete 4 all the way up to like to 7 or 8, and it's still the same thing. It's a synthesizer, and synthesizers work off oscillation. These are oscillators. You got 1, 2, and 3. You turn one off. Now, make sure I have the terms right, mixed up. That I looked up earlier. I don't try to look up a lot of stuff, or like it's gone some years of just of playing, messing with synthesizers to learn it. And like this is basically still what Fruit Loops has in here already, as I guess it's 3 times, three times oscillator, the same thing. And I only really use it. What's the difference between this and massive? Is massive? You have a whole bunch of other different things going on. I thought was a low frequency oscillator, but it's basically a tone, and like probably not even that. Now it's probably just an algorithm that puts out a wave, which you can use to automate different tracks or different sounds in different ways within the envelopes, which is like the length of, I think the length of the sample, or the length of however long the note or whatever wave is playing. And you got your attack, delay, level. Level's gonna raise it up or down. Attack is where it comes in. The delay is gonna delay it. You got no level. You decay to how the tone decays across the thing. There's a lot of different stuff. But I know I would like sit there fiddling around. It might not look like I know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing. It's just you just test things. This has way more, like I said, different. I guess Massive has different sounds versus the 3S, the 3 times OSC over here oscillator and Fruit Loops. It's the same thing, but it just has this upper quadrant right here, up on the top of the left. But this is just a single little thing, and it's. I mean, really, I'll use this for bass. If I want to like a clean low bass, this is what I use to get a clean little bass sound. And you got different your wave shapes. This is gonna be smooth versus this is like your saw type deal. You got square. You got like a kind of jagged saw. I think this is like the squares are ringing. This is like a buzz, and this is like a boom. Bass is different types of wave shapes you can push through. said, kind of crazy, just popping up and then the keyboard playing. Like I said, I ain't played in a while. Like when you come up with like it takes a while. Like this is the latest one I just came up with. And that's using massive synthesizer on the top. The bass I'm just using battery for one of them. A sample that comes automatically with free loops is my kick. But writing a beat this way when you're doing it, if you're trying to write it from like hip hop music, the MPC really it was based off of, you gotta think of how hip hop was based off of. Hip hop was based off of spinning records. And so it's not with a brick, like a beat that somebody was like you're really used to or listening to hip hop music. It's not something that's like you want to, it's almost the imperfections of DJing and spinning records are also into the form of writing hip hop songs. Is you don't want to hear you want to hear that sample loop. The loop has to be there. I mean, you can loop and play something all day, but if it don't have certain how it enters the attack and release of a different sample, if it don't have that we have battery. If it don't sound like it's being played like a sample, it don't sound like it sounds like a hip hop song. It doesn't have we don't have that hip hop or rap type quality type of I guess it's just a thing. It's not a loop. It doesn't feel like it doesn't have that beginning and end of the sample. And you hear that end of that sample in the songs. Like if you had a vocal sample where they loop the vocal sample, you can hear where the vocal loops and comes back in. You can hear that it's part of the song and it's also part of the feel. And then if you don't have that essence or some part of that in the song, it's not gonna. I mean, a drum track, anybody can drum and somebody can rap, and they're expecting a beat, a time. Time always loops on drums. If somebody's on a drum set, you can sit there and boom click all day, and somebody can rap, and it'll sound fine because the boom click. But the actual musical element of it, where it comes back to DJing and spinning records, it was a loop. They would go back and play that play that beat over, spin the record back to the point. If you don't have that type of element inside of it, it doesn't sound like a hip hop beat. It doesn't sound like I mean, you can rap on it all day, but it doesn't have it misses some essence of what it would make quality as a rap song. But I write all types of music. I would just write just hip hop music. Like it's I wrote this last night. I was starting to try to write another beat, and I came up with a bass line. But the bass line, it didn't work right. 'Cause it didn't loop. It didn't feel right without looping. So it's actually 8 bars or 8 measures, and well, I mean, it's at 140, but it's 8 measures. It only shows it's 4 measures, but it's actually eight. So I'm writing it double time, so I can sometimes you got, in order to edit, you write in something on the keyboard, you can edit it, and this gives you room to edit more if you write double time. Like it's really, I guess if this is 140, it's at 70, the tempo's at 70. So if you write it, I mean, you write it 140, you get more editing space within the piano roll. You can break down the time into more segments. So I mean, and that comes into like making like it more humanized. If you didn't write it or anything, I mean, not everything's perfect, and not everything lines perfectly up on the beat. Everything, when you play a song, the piano plays a chord. It's not all gonna hit on the same. It's not gonna all gonna be on the same hit. Like I mean, you ideally you want it to, but it's not all. Maybe three of the fingers hit at the same time. The fourth and fifth finger might be afterwards. Like play like a diminished ninth, which is like you add a diminished ninth to something, which is the flat. What it gets is the flat ninth to like any like the major with a flat ninth. Was it with a B flat major? I think that would be it. Like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be C, or 9 would be yeah C. So yeah B. Yeah, so I think it's right. I haven't played, like I said, I haven't really like played music all my life, but like I forgot. I went to a point to where like I didn't use music no more. You don't need to use music no more. After like playing from the time I was a kid all the way through high school, and like I Fruity Loops, and I stuck on Fruity Loops. It's just one of those things. I'm not I've never written. I am proud of everything I play now, but this bass line, if it loops like that, this is a non-looping bass line, and it sounds. Put on pen. Sometimes it sounds good one day, and it sounds good at the moment. If you can't get nothing to jive with it, bass is hard. If you don't have a real bass, you're not gonna get the same feel out of it. Then you gotta mess around with it till you get that type of feel out of it. And I try different things. Sometimes, most of the times, I try to use I use Slayer. It's not even one of these things anymore. It's not in the actual plugins list. You don't see Slayer anymore. But it's over here docked in on the side. Fretless bass. It's a nice good tone, bass tone. You get somewhere near. Surprisingly, I mean, it's a pretty good plugin. It's an awesome plugin. Like when it comes stock with Fruity Loops, but but actual like fingering and like slapping, all different, just how you play a bass and how the strings bass, you can't. It's hard to emulate. It's hard to emulate an instrument and do it with a synthesizer. It's just like a flute. You're not gonna get. I mean, there's so much different types of different breathing elements that go into playing a flute that you're not gonna grab them. Same with saxophone. I got the best thing session horns. When it comes to synthesizers and then horns, this is where I think is where it's at. Like I mean, you can buy a keyboard that might have good horn sounds and stuff on it, and there's probably better synthesizers for horns. Now I bought this back in 2013 or something like that. I think 2012, and the single horn sound. I mean, Native Instruments does a great job of producing horn songs. Then you got what is that? A single horn. It's a section. It's a section, and it gives you trombone, trumpet, saxophone. I think it's like 2 trumpets and saxophone. It's a section. And then pretty good for a synthesizer. You can't really. It's hard to mimic a real instrument like drums. It's percussion. It hits. And even in this, they got, like I said, the drums they got down. It's a lot easier to get a drum sound, but actually get an actual sound that's like a real instrument. It's pretty hard, especially saxophone. Saxophone, reeded instrument, not breathing instrument. To get like how somebody plays it and they get the breath, or how they do like circular breathing when they're playing. It's hard to emulate that. It's hard to come through it, but you still get a great. This is where you're gonna get the. Native Instruments is pretty good. And it also has a lot of good plugins. Also, but it's Pro Tools. The more expensive your synthesizer. I've gotten, like I said, quality out of. It's all in how you use it and how all people see all the stuff that pops up when I download a project. It's all in how you tune the instruments, or tune your sounds, or tune your synthesizers, all that stuff, or how you EQ in something. These various different EQs. Now I got some automation going with an LFO. It's all on how you do so. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know whether I'm good or great at it, or I'm not trying to be either or. I like to see what other people do with my stuff. Like I said, I'm not trying to be famous or anything. I'm trying to work with other people. When people probably think I'm stupid. I look stupid sometimes. soon as that note or that sound comes out. Some ranges and some synthesizers, once you get to a certain range, it doesn't, some different octave. Some octaves are great, some octaves are not. I mean, it kind of depends on, that's it's finding that sweet part of that, the synthesizer or the sound sample to really determine where you want to play it or how you want to use it. But I don't, like I said, I don't per se use, I do a lot of talking on it. I'm not trying to they, Fruit Loops used to have a lot more samples. I just downloaded this upgraded version, of 20, this is FL Studio 2020, I guess. I just downloaded this the other day, and they upgraded the interface again. The file browser section they changed around again. Well, yeah. I know where my normal go tos are. There's always no way out. I try to use vintage, like the vintage drums. It says it's not 808, but it's their it's nice and crisp samples. I mean, you got the knock in the boom, and then your hand clap, and then the hi hat. And you can't go wrong with that. So like I'm always that's my bass section. That's if I'm starting with drums, that's what I start with. Or I bring out battery and mess with battery sounds because it's got more like I said. You want to write it to something. You want something that has like samples and uses samples, so you still have that hip hop type of feel to it, and you're writing music still, but you're not using samples per se. You're still, it's and then you got, like I said, everything has the different perks, and that's how you're gonna mess with your wave and articulation. They got different articulation. Was not true, but it is. That whole thing. That's kind of cheating, but it's still you still feel and the exit of the sample. Like it's still feels like a sample. It feels like something that, it sounds like a hip. It's not like a traditional instrument. You don't feel that traditional instrument thing where, it's, you can write with traditional instruments, but you want to use a sample. Like, you want to write a sample and then bring that sample in and then use it. But a lot of times I just write and like, I'll cut it off to like, it sounds like, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's all depends. I mean, if you got like, I mean, it doesn't matter sometimes. If you got the right voice on a track, it doesn't matter what you put behind it really. As long as you have the elements, you got the elements of whatever type of style it is. I mean, a voice only needs a voice on its own a lot of times. That's all it needs. It don't really need anything else added to it. Some singers got that voice. Some people got that talking voice where they can just, I guess, they just got that track voice. It's just a voice that it sounds good no matter what they say on the track. It's just gonna sound good. As soon as they open their mouth, and if you feel it, you hear it, and that's all you need. They don't need no help. But this helps amplify and give a feel and a mood around it to where, I mean, more solidified. It makes it, that's why you gotta kind of watch it, but with music, I mean, you can motivate people, you can make people really feel your music, you know, with, without the vocals. I mean, you give them just a beat, but, it gives them a feel of what, but where's the drive, what's the, it leaves an open mind to, it gives them a feel that it leaves an open mind of what's there, but once you put a vocal on it, the vocal actually sets up everything for the track, and the track is just backing and just atmosphere for the voice that's sitting in front of it. But like I said, I said I'm not only a teacher or anything. I like trying to get out there and work with other people. And on my little first outing, putting the keyboard, I was really testing out this MIDI interface and seeing if I could stream audio, and I did. I was able to stream audio on Instagram with this for, a good while. It worked. I mean, the sound quality and the recording back, I re-downloaded the live stream. I wasn't talking in it, but I re-downloaded the live stream with just the audio, and the audio was great using what is it, Streamlabs, FL Studio with the FL Studio ISO. I'm using FL Studio ISO, I got Avid Inbox MIDI, Pro Tools Inbox MIDI or in audio Inbox MIDI, and I'm using the FL Studio ISO. I'm not using my audio device. It's going through there, but but in order to they have to stream. You can stream using the FL Studio or ISO. You don't have to download anything now. With this version of it, the FL Studio ISO versus what they had, I guess FF Slideshow or something. There was some other little thing that came for ISO as a part of the program. You'd have to download it before, but now you don't have to anymore. And this is suffice, and there's no lag in playing. You play a note, and it's there. Some ISO drivers, I guess, there's lag in between the playing, and you won't actually be able to like use like some. I I wasn't able to. Sometimes the MIDI processing takes time, or you know, from for it to trigger. And sometimes there's a delay with some ISOs you use. Not use depending on I guess the sample rate. This is using the 44-100, and there's or I'm recording right now. I did it live with the with with a stream on Instagram, and maybe the camera was behind, but that's all it's gonna be because that's not set to some. I don't have it set to the max setting for the camera, but it's streaming, it's screen recording, and it's running audio, and it's putting out pretty good audio. So if you ever want to try to do it, like I said, I just didn't really try to do it. I had to write music for the games, and like so I put this is what I want. Like I really like came out here. I'm really on here just so I don't get scammed out of stuff. So I have legitimate backing. That's the only reason why I really got videos, just to back my stuff up for anybody trying to say I'm a scam artist or anything like that. That's the only reason why I'm doing videos. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Like I said, I mean, you see things, and you're like, well, just in case I'm gonna do this, it wasn't because I want to be a star, or be put out there like that, or you know, this. It's not the thing like that. It's the so I'm legit. I'm not playing around. It's not like something I wouldn't play with people's. Like I don't play with people's. One thing I don't play with people's money. I don't play with people's time. I definitely don't play with people's money. So, but you know, besides the game videos, it's not trying to get known or be famous or anything. It's to work with others. And then once I do have a product out, you know, it's there. I got proof that you know I worked it. I didn't done the work, and I've been doing it for years. And like I said, without having a degree to back me, which I've been trying to get back in school. Like I had I got a lot of college credit, but I didn't get I didn't get a degree yet. So without having a degree, it's kind of hard to like you know get people to like want to work or do anything or say anything, you know. And this is doing it like this, putting the videos and actually showing work is the only way that like I get other people that possibly want to work or anything like that. Or, you know, some people say they ain't dope enough or whatever. I'm like, it's all about the ability. I mean, it depends on who you get. Me, I write stuff around. I write loops. I get vocals, and art. I just put, you know, yeah, I put whatever art I want to put out there. But the video game work and 3D work, it's pretty much like you know, I put all my time and effort in making 3D work for a 3D game, not really putting it out there like to I guess without having a computer to really. Some people got you know they'll be if you're not animating something right now, which there's a lot of. I mean, you got AI animation, AI doing a lot of stuff. But if you're not really, sometimes right now, I mean, 5 years ago, throwing out 3D works that was not animated, the bar keeps on raising every year. So you have to, and then everybody's always trying to do more than the next person. So if you're not animating something now, if it's, it's not like somebody not might want to watch it. But now it's to the point that people this age are so enthralled in media is nothing. Like it's hard. It's not anything to make. I mean, everybody has cameras. Everybody has internet. Everybody has YouTube. Everybody has Instagram. Everybody has everything else. This is the new way of. This is pretty much the new way of doing, entertainment in some way. I mean, versus like without having, CDs and this. I mean, nothing's on CD anymore. DVD. It's everything's digital download. You don't have to go to the store anymore. So, it's media doesn't take, years to, you don't have to wait another year for that movie to come out. It's gonna come out streaming as soon as they can possibly do it. Because after they made what they think they made on the movie in the theaters, it's going straight to streaming because the faster they get there, the more money they're gonna make off of it. Or even if they're waiting for it, then it's gonna go from one streaming venue or to the next. You know, you're gonna be on Netflix, but then after you after they get their little premium time off of it, it's gonna go on to Amazon, or Amazon's gonna get something first, and it's gonna go to Netflix or HBO. Then they're doing their own little thing. This same thing with Instagram and anything else, but people are putting out content and making content, and some people are watching it, and it's a pastime for major content. Like you got in between all the major content that's being made, you got all this minor content that's actually nickel and diming it on the low, and this is how pretty much that this is gonna be the thing, and then there's not enough of it because like you see the same thing over and over and over again. Depending on the algorithm on the site, who's being seen, and who's not being seen. There's so much out there. That's a wide variety. You can, but like at what time, at what point something is considered, I guess, going viral, and everybody sees it, and then like I said, it's all that's the new age. It's not a closed off, walled off world anymore where you just gotta watch what you put out there, like, and watch what you say. So like, I try not to talk too much. I try to watch what I put out there. Thank you for watching.